Hello everybody, it's me Ross and welcome to another video. Today I'm joined by good old Bloomers as we talk about the news that Stephen Ward is getting released. It's been confirmed today that he won't be offered a new contract. I think he was going to play one more game. It's sort of the same situation with Judge, really. I think he'd play one more game and automatic clause will activate of him getting that extension. But the club have decided not to do that, and Stephen Ward has played his last game for the club. Bloomers, just quickly, your first reaction on this and your thoughts on Stephen Ward getting released.
I think, I hope Stephen Ward doesn't take it personally if he goes on social media and sees what looks like the majority of fans celebrating, quote unquote, his departure. Because I think it's just kind of, if anyone goes at the moment, people are happy because it's like a sign that things are going to be changing around the club. You know, it's not so much an indicative. It's not so much indicative of his performances. I mean, we had this podcast that we did last month, and the question was 3 players that you keep for next season, and I really struggled, but I actually named Stephen Ward as one of the 3 players I picked. He's been okay. I mean, it's very difficult from that position unless you're, you know, top class to set the world on fire. But he was steady enough performer, looked to be a lot more assured than some of the defence we had, especially at the start of the season when we were on a good run, and even towards the middle of the season. Certainly, you wouldn't point the finger at him and give him abuse when there was a lot more wrong with the team. Towards the end of the season, he's kind of, I don't know, his legs might have gone a little bit. That might be because of his age. I wouldn't say that's definite, but there kind of hasn't been the impact we've seen from his previous performances. His ability to cross the ball is non-existent. I mean, that's something that we've struggled with all season, is getting the ball in the box. But my word, like, he's got some good positions, but his delivery has been horrendous. I don't think at the end of the day anyone's really going to be too much upset with him being gone. I certainly think in terms of how he's played compared to other people this season, he's been okay. I wouldn't give him too much abuse, but also I wouldn't exactly be upset that we've lost him. It's an interesting position, and we spoke about his potential replacement, whether it's going to be Miles Kenlock for good or whether someone else is going to come in the summer. I think someone else will come in the summer, unless Cook really likes what he sees. But the stat you gave yesterday when we were speaking is that Kenlock has now reached 100 appearances for Ipswich Town. That is mental. That's absolutely mental. That's true. Yeah, 100 appearances, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, the one I always used to give on people was that Glenn Johnson made 50 appearances for England, which always blew my mind. I think this one might top it, because if you'd have asked me, I'd have probably said half of that. But yeah, I mean, he stuck around, and clearly there's a reason for him sticking around. But if we want to build a good squad to get at the top end of League One, is Miles Kenlock an integral part of that? You'd say no right now, unless something special happens in the summer. But yeah, I don't know what Ward's going to do now. I don't know if he's going to continue his career. I guess it's too early to speculate that. But yeah, thanks for the memories, of which I'm going to try and forget, hopefully in the summer. And yeah, let's see what happens from here. See if we get any more signings. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, as you said, the left back position has always been an interesting sort of debate in the last few years. We've never really had a proper good left back since, say, Tyrone Mings, Aaron Cresswell. Knudsen tried his best. I thought he was okay, but he wasn't. Once he didn't put the house on fire. But then when Stephen Ward signed, I thought that was a good, solid, experienced left back. Played in the Premier League. He played really well for the first 10 games. Of course, got injured. The curse of Ipswich Town gave him that injury, and since he's come back, he hasn't really done what he did there, and his crossing hasn't been great. And I think he's 35 years old now. Overall, I think his Town career hasn't been probably what he wanted it to be, but he's probably hoping to have one more promotion on his CV. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and I think he's probably been a good character around the place. Been a good at senior pro, probably. Good old, he's a good top pro, as Mick McCarthy used to say. But
I mean, but at the end of the day, he might have been a good person to have around the place, but there's literally nothing on the field to celebrate. So, like, his time here is not going to be remembered any fondly. There's a new manager in now, who didn't sign him in the past. So it makes sense all round, really. I'm sure Paul Cook is probably, the more we're talking now, the more I think, yeah, Paul Cook's probably going to identify someone that he wants to get over in the summer. We haven't had a steady stream of left or right backs, really, over the last few years. But you could say that for almost all of our positions. We've been over flooded with midfielders. But even then, like, no one stands out, really, do they? And you can't, if you're going to have a season where you're bottom of the Championship, then miss out on the League One playoffs, then again miss out on the League One playoffs. So you know, it's an area where quality is nice, but more importantly, you kind of just need stability. And we thought on paper, yeah, this was completely understood the signing, understood what Lambert was going for, bringing him into the club. Hasn't quite worked out, but I always feel like it was probably going to be a short-term thing anyways. So, you know, it hasn't worked out. Whether we go for an older person again in the summer, or look elsewhere, that remains to be seen. But yeah, it was kind of a low-risk signing, really. I don't think, or haven't heard that he was on stupid wages. So, you know, it seems a nice fella. Didn't work out. No great loss. Don't listen to 85% of people on Twitter like celebrating his departure. I won't celebrate it, but I won't commiserate it either. We've done well to get 6 minutes out of this video, mate.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, I think you've got to wish every player the best of luck in their future, even if they weren't successful at the club. You know, you hope they do well, whatever they do. And yeah, I think we just hope we don't have two 35-year-old players at fullback next season. Hopefully we do have energetic fullbacks. Kane Vincent-Young, hopefully he'll be fully fit next season. But Bloomers, thank you very much for joining me. Let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on Stephen Ward getting released. Probably wasn't a shock to us all. We probably thought, as you said, it was just a short-term sort of signing. And there we go. The long list is seeing two players gone off now. Alan Judge previously, now Stephen Ward. Who's next? Could it be Freddie Sears, Cole Skuse, Luke Chambers? Wait and see. We'll bring you that whenever it happens. Bye-bye for now.